Okay.
Okay, let's just talk.
What do you want to talk
I,
about?
Well,
I don't know. You don't have to talk about anything in particular. I'm just testing the sound.
It all started with your mom and me.
My mom.
Your grandma.
With Barb and myself. That we were attending night college at Portsmouth High School. They were letting, the war was over, and they were letting the veterans use the school at night for college. So I was walking down Gallia Street or Water Street south, and I was approaching Gallia. Well, Barb was going up Gallia Street, and she was about the middle of the Temple Baptist Church on her way walking. And I was with a group of people, and I made the comment, I pointed over towards her, and I said, "Gentlemen, that is my future wife." And they looked at me real startled. They were surprised. They said, "Who is she?" I said, "I don't know, but I will find out." So in time, in college, our paths crossed, and we started dating. And that's how we originally met. And we both went through school, and we finished our schooling there at PHS. Well, as time passed, I was in the Naval Reserve in 1952. I graduated from high school at PHS in 52, and Barb graduated in what, 53?
53.
So
May the 8th,
we
1953.
were dating, and Korea, the Korean War, was going on at the time. It started in 1950. So I was in the Naval Reserve in Portsmouth over on Boundary Street, and I attended on Monday nights. Well, they were starting to call people up to go in on active duty, and I was called up, and it was a while before I went in, but I stayed in the reserve, and in 1956 I was called in for active duty, and I went to Norfolk. Well, Barb and I became engaged in late 56. And we planned to get married in 57. So it wasn't working out because by that time I was on a ship, the USS Rich, which was a destroyer out of Norfolk. And we tried to work it out when we would get married. And so it came about in 57 that it looked like we weren't going to get married because my ship was always off the coast, cruising, patrolling. But finally, we made it. We made it, and I flew home to make arrangements on our wedding. And I got off, and I went down to the Navy Y in Norfolk, and I stayed overnight. And the plan was I was to fly in Columbus, and Barb was going to pick me up. So I flew by Capital Airlines out of Norfolk Saturday morning, and I arrived about 11:30 Saturday morning at Port Columbus, and Kenny and Barb picked me up. So we were making hurried wedding plans, and we got married on June the 16th of 57. We got married in ENR Church, Evangelical Church,
Reformed Church.
and shortly after that, I went back to Norfolk, and I took Barb with me, and we lived in a apartment on what was called Ben Morale. 132 Eiler Street was the address.
No, first we moved
And
into an
we stayed there.
on
And
Eilers. What was it?
Eiler, 132 Eiler. And shortly thereafter, my ship was scheduled to go overseas. And Barb came home for a while because I was gone. And I was over off of Beirut, Lebanon, in what was called Desron, which was Destroyer Squadron 36. There were 6 ships. The USS New was the command ship. They were all destroyers. There were 6 of us. And the New was the command ship. That's where all the high brass were. One of the other ships was the USS Holder, and the New was DD 818, and the Holder was 819. My ship, the Rich, was DD 820. Then after that was the Wilson, the Barcelona, and the D'Amato. So they were 6. And we
Is that the end?
were patrolling, and we were protecting the carrier USS Saratoga, which was CBA 60.
Are you finished?
Are you? Well, anyway, we were over there, and Barb was back home. We had been patrolling, and we went down we were stopping at different countries. We were in Italy and France and Spain. So we had come back. So we finally had gone up as far as Turkey, and we were coming back. And we pulled into Palma, Spain for a little rest and recreation. And we tied up at the pier, and there was this massive parking area and field. So we decided we were going to have a ball game, baseball. And I was catching. And a guy popped the fly up, and I backed up to get it. And when I did, I went off the pier into the water. It was about 50 feet of water. And I went down. I was unconscious because I hit the side of the ship head on, and I slid down in the water. Well, most people thought I was either clowning or they didn't see it, but only one person realized that I had gone into the water, and he was Michael Ionati, a first-class gunner's mate in our division. And he ran from center field all the way through the infield, and he jumped in and pulled me out. Or I would have still been in the Mediterranean. So our ship didn't have a a doctor. They did have a doctor, but he was on the new, which was the command ship. But we were tied in with the carrier, so they had all kind of medical facilities. So they got the doctor in our unit, and he came down, he checked me, and he felt that I would survive, that it wasn't a major medical, that they wouldn't go fly me over to the carrier, and I got a week off. He told me, he says, you don't do anything, you take it easy for a week. And that, Barb didn't know about it. I didn't tell her what had happened, and somebody finally,
Your mother
my mom,
had to get your glasses fixed.
I told her, and she told Barb what had all happened. I didn't tell her because I knew she would worry. And that was my big venture. And then one day, our ship came back. And our ship...
Okay, that's good. Is that enough? Is that